Tēnā koe koini. Look, the issue of the Māori seats and the super city, those things are still under discussion with the National Party. So there isn't a clear decision at this point. Just want to say that. I know that there are a group of ministers that are reviewing the super city and the place of Māori seats. On the issue of the foreshore and seabed, whether there is a repeal or whether it's revoked, and you're saying that maybe National will do what they've done with the super city. I don't think that that is likely to happen. This issue is quite different. In Pākehā terms, it's about property rights. National is a party that is about protecting property rights. The key issue, I think, will be the ability of people to have access to the beaches. And I have never heard any iwi or any mana whenua grouping saying that they would in fact deny people going to the beaches. It's actually very wealthy people who have private areas of the beach who stop people from going on to what they call their beaches. Hi Turia. Look, the issue of Māori seats lies quite clearly in our people's hands. Almost half of our people are on the general roll. They need to think about that. They need to come back onto the Māori roll. That would give us at least 14 seats in Parliament. All of those who are enrolling between now and 2012 must give really careful consideration to where they enrol. My view is every Māori should be enrolled on the Māori roll, and they should then choose to opt off rather than to opt on. That would clearly give us a lot more seats than what we've got. Kia ora, Alexandra. I think John Key saying that ministers shouldn't travel to Fiji given the decision that's been made is the right decision. After all, we are ministers and we do have to abide by what the government says, and it's clear that the government made up its mind at the Pacific Forum alongside of all the other Pacific nations to expel Fiji. If ministers of the Crown went to Fiji, then we would be sending mixed messages. And so we've had a talk about it. We agree that's not a good idea at this point in time, but we still intend to be discussing the issues of Fiji with the Prime Minister and others, because it is an important issue that New Zealand needs to give consideration to. Isolating Fiji is not the answer, and of course they are developing strong relationships right now with China. China is actively engaged in Fiji by providing resources, and that in the long term may affect the relationship that we have with Fiji in the future. Kia ora, Kelly. Look, the issue of swine flu is a significant one. We know that back in 1918 that many of our people died during the pandemic that was there at the time. I think probably 3 times more than anyone else. So we know that we are vulnerable. Our health is not as good as what it could be. And I guess in saying that we need to be a lot more careful is because we do need to be careful. It doesn't matter whether it's swine flu or whether in fact it's any other type of flu that comes here. We are vulnerable. Our children are vulnerable. Our old people are vulnerable. We need to take extra care of ourselves, because if you look at the statistics, we are far more likely to be hit harder than anybody else. And on the basis of that, we should be taking care of ourselves.